Wonga. It's British slang for cash or money. It's also the name of a unique online lender based in the UK. Unlike traditional lenders that often require a pile of paperwork from loan applicants, Wonga says it uses an algorithm that analyzes thousands of pieces of data in just a few seconds. It's all done online, and if you are approved, the money is available in 15 minutes. The catch? It's not cheap. The annualized percentage rate on loans is more than 4,000%. Well, I asked CEO Errol Damelin about his rates and how it all works.
We charge people 1% a day, but they're short-term cash advances that help people bridge these their cash flow problems. And so, for a loan that's for 10 days or 15 days, the amount that we charge, which lands up being 10 or 15 pounds, typically as a fee, is thought of as very good value for money, and our customers like it a lot.
You charge 1% a day, and then on top of that, there is a transaction fee. Now, this is a UK-based service, not in the US, so we're doing this in pounds. It's £5.50, and that's where that annualized rate comes in looking so high. But in reality, your clients are actually borrowing on a much shorter basis. So that APR can be a little confusing, I suppose.
Yeah, look, an APR measure is an appropriate measure for a one-year loan. I mean, it's the price that it would have cost to borrow for a year if we had been compounding it every day along the process. We don't compound, and the maximum loan term is 30 days, the average being about 14 days. So it's a really completely misleading number. So the way people look at the service, and if you look at the website, you'll just see how transparent that is. People use our sliders to tell us how much they'd like to borrow and for how long, and then they move along that margin, and the service we tell them in real time exactly what the total cost is. And one of the reasons our customers have come to love Wonga is because of that transparency and the control that we give them. So the ability to take cash on a daily basis for exactly as many days as a person wants, up to 30, and for for the exact pound increment that they would like, up to 400 for a new customer.
No.
And that's what people love about the service.
Errol, the pricing, as you mentioned, is quite transparent. The average loan, I think, is about, what, £160, so quite small, and for very short terms. But what's not as transparent is the algorithm that you use, which I found fascinating. You take into account 7,000 pieces of data on any one loan application, and just in a few seconds are able to figure out whether or not they're going to be a good client or a bad client for you. How does that work?
Yeah, so at the heart, we're a disruptive technology and data provider. We looked at the space about 4 or 5 years ago and felt that technology and data had moved along to the point where one could completely automate the process of helping customers sort out short-term cash flow problems. And in that process, we collect, as you say, thousands and thousands of pieces of data in milliseconds from dozens of different data sources on the fly, and compute that through our proprietary risk algorithms and risk systems to make decisions around the appropriateness of the product, for that particular person at that very particular point in time. And to give you a sense of the degree of selectivity involved, we on an ongoing basis reject about 2/3 of applicants using the system. So it's a very it's a system that's built to discriminate and to try and figure out where the service is appropriate and where it's inappropriate to use, and that's what we're doing on the fly 24 hours a day.
Are you going to come to the US or expand outside the UK?
Yeah, listen, we've built a platform that is definitely extensible, and over time we will definitely be expanding the reach of the business to bring the service to customers around the world. I think that the US has very particular regulatory constraints which make it an awkward market at the moment. We continue to look at the space, and we'll be trying to find a way to be able to bring the service to US consumers whenever we can.